From bloody lakes to mysterious ancient landmarks, Google Earth has helped us uncover hidden secrets all over the world. Here are 14 of the strangest things caught by satellite. Number 14. Island Inception. One of the things that makes our planet beautiful is that you just don't know how it's going to form things. Meaning you can see something from the ground level and think it's one thing, but when you get a higher perspective, something new unfolds before your eyes. Such is the case with the Philippine island of Luzon. On this island, there is another tiny island that resides on a crater lake that is on another island called Volcano Island. Volcano Island is in a lake called Lake Taal, all of which is on Luzon itself. It's an island on another island on another island. Yep, it's Island Inception. How cool is that? Truly, something like this can only be understood from the satellite imagery. Just look at it. It doesn't seem to be real, and yet it's very real. Ironically enough, though, this is not the largest island inception in the world, but in fact, there's an area in Canada that has an even bigger version of this. That's impressive. Number 13. The Temple of Area 51. From natural wonders to speculation and conspiracy, a satellite once picked up an image that is supposedly near Area 51, in Nevada, if you didn't know. However, the image itself is something very odd and special. The image depicts a literal symbol inscribed in the dirt. It appears to be a sun of sorts with indentations in each point of the sun and another indentation in the center of it. Now, it's clear that someone made that symbol. It is not naturally made. Look at the precision of it, the perfect spacing and design of the circle. It's clearly man-made, but to what end? What does it mean? And is it really a coincidence that it just so happened to be near Area 51? It's unclear at present, but it is something to think about. The mere fact that Area 51 is attached to this in any way is going to raise conspiracy theories and questions. I'm sure you have tons of questions already. What's life without a good mystery or a conspiracy? Number 12. Driving on the roof. Next up, how about a unique place to do races? Well, that's exactly what the Lingotto building in Turin did. This place was actually once a car manufacturing plant, and it was one with a very intriguing and pretty brilliant way of doing an assembly line. They literally started on the ground floor, and then as the cars got built, they would move up higher and higher into the building. It's a fascinating way of doing it. I wish I could have seen it, but that's not why we're here. You see, the final test, if you will, was one that happened on the roof. On the roof is a test track. Now, there are likely a lot of safety procedures and barriers on said roof to make sure that bad things don't happen to the people in the car or below them on the streets. But on a purely business level, this is another brilliant move. If you need to test one of your cars, you wouldn't have to go far to get it. It's probably just a floor below the track. Plus, you don't have to go anywhere special to test it, and you know your people will have kept the track pristine. And now for number 11. But first, do you know where the largest outdoor pool in the world is located? Let us know your answer in the comments below. The answer is coming up. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Glad to see you again. Number 11. Wheels keep on turning. The ancient people of the world left us some pretty big mysteries to unravel. One of them is the symbols they've left in the dirt. You've probably heard about the Nazca lines, which were said to be spirits trapped within the earth. But as satellites have found, there are actually symbols in the ground older than the Nazca lines, which, to be clear, are already old. These wheels are said to have been from around 8,500 years ago. Some of them can be found near Jordan's Azraq Oasis. What's just as interesting, though, is that the wheels actually vary from wheel to wheel. Some speculate that the wheels are designed to mimic the moments of the summer and winter solstice, but it's still very unclear. However, people are still studying them to try and determine their meaning, although they may remain an enigma just like the Nazca lines. Number 10. Aircraft Graveyard. Sometimes the best questions you can ask are the ones that no one's ever thought about before. Why? Because the reaction you get when you think, I wonder why I never thought of that. It's priceless. Here's one such question. Where do airplanes go when they're retired? Never thought about it before, have you? After all, planes get older, their parts get worn out, newer, more efficient models come out, etc., etc. So where do they all go once their wings are clipped? Simple, they go to an aircraft graveyard. No, they really do. This was established after World War II with their fighter planes, but it soon became a similar route commercial airplane companies would take. One satellite image shows the largest military airplane graveyard in the world via the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group in Tucson, Arizona. And as you can see, there are a lot of aircraft there. So what do they do there? Well, they sit and wait to be scrapped for parts, among other things. In fact, several episodes of the show Mythbusters featured them getting aircraft parts from just such locations. Number 9. Pyramids, both present and not. One of the most astounding achievements of the ancient world was the construction of pyramids. Between the Egyptians and the Mayans, they proved that humans could truly make wonders with their own two hands. So not surprisingly, the pyramids are visible via satellite imagery. After all, they are huge. But the satellites also seem to have picked up unknown pyramids, or ones that used to be there. In truth, we honestly don't know if these are pyramids. However, they certainly look like them. They have the right shape, the right size, but until someone actually goes and explores the area, we won't know for sure. Sadly, Egypt doesn't have the resources or maybe the interest to go and check at the moment. The other curious thing, though, is an image of an area where a pyramid seemed to have been, but has now disappeared. True, this could just be another natural formation. However, the shape of the base is very pyramid-like. All this is fascinating because it proves that the ancient world might still have some secrets left for us. Number 8. Penta-Park. Let's talk design. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. Seriously, a lot. If you don't plan it out, you'll likely get a terrible piece of work in return, or a disaster on your hands, right? Well, you have to wonder what they were thinking when people designed this park. Kazakh town in Lysakovsk, a place that is seemingly very normal, until you notice the pentagram sign via this satellite image. Is this some sort of symbol to summon a dark god? No, it's actually a public park. You know, like a regular ordinary park for families and kids. Turns out, during the days of the Soviet Union, it was common for areas like these to be shaped like stars. Why? I don't really know, but it is funny when you think about it. Number 7. The Phantom Island. The world has many wonders, but it also has many mysteries. Many use satellite imagery to try and unravel these mysteries, and sometimes the mysteries continue despite evidence to say they're real. Such is the case with Sandy Island, or as some call it, the Phantom Island. In 2012, there appeared to be an island that hadn't been discovered by humans northwest of New Caledonia. In fact, some people actually had it on physical maps, but a lot of people said it was just a rumor, that it never existed. It was undiscovered. Satellite imagery was brought in and the island was found exactly where it was stated to be. So some people decided to sail to the exact coordinates that the maps and images showed to finally prove their point. But when they got there, the island was gone. The coordinates were right, the island just wasn't there. So what happened? Well, there's some debate about that. Some say it was a technical glitch and human error, and others say it was a craft that the satellite saw, not an island. Or maybe it's just a ghost. Number 6. Old military installations. Satellite imagery is a valuable source of recon in the present day. Spying on enemies and their military outposts, seeing and knowing what's out there, it's a lot to take in. But it can also be used to look into the past to see what nations used to do. For example, there are some abandoned missile silos that can be viewed by satellites that were a prominent thing back in the 50s to 70s. These silos housed Nike missiles, and there were 300 of them once upon a time. A New York professor wants to use these satellite images to make a record of the past so that people can look it up whenever they want. Number 5. Desert breath. Sometimes you look at things from space and go, what on earth? Probably why they named a show that. But when you get the actual answer to what it is, everything starts making sense. Well, that's exactly the case with the desert breath in Egypt. It's the name for a very curious design not far from the Red Sea. You might think that this is another ancient mystery. It's a large double spiral of cones that can be seen from space. But it's actually fairly recent. This very alien-like design was created in 1997 by Greek female artists who wanted to express the desert as a state of mind. It takes up about 25 acres and really confuses people who are checking it out on Google Earth and don't know what it is. Number 4. Guitar forest. The things we do for love, which apparently includes sculpting an entire section of trees so that it's in the shape of a guitar if you look at it from above. Pedro Martin Ureta sadly lost his wife during childbirth in 1977. To honor her, he and his children used eucalyptus and cypress trees to make the shape of a guitar. A very detailed one too, as you can see in the satellite imagery. Interestingly enough though, the man was afraid of heights, so he never got to see it from the air. He had to be shown pictures of his work instead of being able to see it himself. It is now a wonder for pilots and passengers flying over the pampas of Argentina. Number 3. The Blood Lake. A mysterious blood-red lake has been captured by satellite in Baghdad, Iraq. When everyone saw it, people started freaking out that it was blood. Some bodies of water do have different colors because of various chemicals or minerals that are in them, but this lake used to be normal, and the lakes on either side are bluish-green. Now, there is a way for water to go naturally red by having too much iron in it, for example, but it's unclear if that's what's happening here. There are also rumors that it is blood from a nearby slaughterhouse. Either way, no official statement has been released. Number 2. The world's largest swimming pool. Here's one that'll make a splash. In Chile, there is a resort known as the San Alfonso del Mar. On the surface, it may look like just any ordinary resort, but look at it via satellite and you'll see it's something special. For those of you who guessed, this resort has the largest outdoor pool in the world. It's a 20-acre pool. 20 acres. That's a lot of water. A whole lot. 66 million gallons of water. They technically call it a spring, but it's a pool, trust me. It's not only big, but it is deep. It holds the Guinness World Record for being the world's deepest pool to swim in. Guess how deep it is. Guess. I'll wait. 115 feet. So if you go there, make sure you check it out so you know where the bottom is. Number 1. Your name here. We've all written our name in sand at the beach or in the snow, but have you ever wanted to do it bigger? Well, one rich man definitely did, and it's a world record holder. In the Persian Gulf, there is a place called Futaisi Island, which is owned by a man named Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan. He is rich, very rich, and he put that wealth to good use by having his name, Hamad, not the whole thing, put into the dirt on his island. It is massive and can be seen very clearly by satellites. The whole thing is 2 miles long to give you a sense of scale. But Hamad was also smart. He constructed the name in such a way that the water of the Gulf could wash over it but not wash it away. And that's why it's still there. Thanks for watching. Have you ever found anything weird on Google Earth? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye!